Today's the day we've been waiting for. We've finally got the deck prepped and ready to paint. We use the Valspar all-in-wood deck prep to clean it with a brush. We use the Minwax wood filler to fill in any sizable holes that the paint or stain wouldn't cover. We're going with the Cabot Deck Correct stain. Um, just being an older deck, weathered deck, you know, they say it's really good about filling in some of the cracks, and it's going to make it look newer than it really is. Couple notes. You know, we cleaned the whole deck with the Dyma brush, and I don't know if you can really see it, but I mean, I still got half of it still usable. I mean, I could probably do this deck again if I had to. So this thing, can't praise this thing enough. Other thing, you want to use 3/8 inch nap on your deck. That's what it recommends. And also, we went and bought just a bunch of the cheap Dollar General brushes. You're going to destroy these brushes with this thing, with this paint, because you're just going to be pushing in the gaps and the cracks. So what we're going to do is we're going to dab it on with the brushes, and then we'll use the rollers for a second coat to get that good second coat on it. A couple notes. One thing I learned too also is when we replaced several boards on the deck. You can see, I'm gonna put a picture up here. Make sure you're careful when you're raising those deck boards, because I pulled up one board and it had like 7 wasp nests all on the bottom of the board. I about died that day. So be careful for that. And when we paint this deck or stain this deck, I'm not going to stain these new boards. They're new boards, new pressure treated boards, and if I was to stain them, they still have a lot of moisture in them. If you paint or stain on top of that, it'll cause those boards to buckle. It'll cause the paint to flake off because the moisture is going to try to evaporate through the top. So it's not going to be a finished look, and I want to make sure I do that on purpose. I want you to realize, don't paint those new boards. I see a lot of people on YouTube paint their new deck boards, the new pressure treated boards, and you don't want to do that. But we're going to change paint clothes and get started. This is what it looks like once you paint it on. You can see how well it seals it. You got to put it on pretty thick. Let me show you what the wood looked like before we started painting. You can just see up close how imperfect it is. Little cracks. And then once you paint it, you can see how it fills all those cracks. You just gotta put it on thick and use a brush. It says to brush it on, or to, you know, spot brush parts that have large cracks. Well, that would be all my wood. So all my wood has cracks in it. So we're just doing the first coat with a brush to put it on real thick and to fill the gaps. And then the second coat, we'll just roll it. But you can just see how well it fills those cracks. But that's what it looks like so far. So it's day 2 of our paint project here. This is kind of what we got so far. I'll be honest, it is a little bluer than we were looking for. But I think we're gonna make it work. When you put the dark accents on it, dark furniture, they really seem to pop. So I think we'll like it. But what we gotta do today is we got the first coat on. Now we gotta put the second coat on. So how much paint we got left? We got about a quarter, maybe about 2 gallons left. And today we're gonna be using the roller. We got the little rolling screen that goes in the 5-gallon bucket. I've never used one of those before. We'll see how that works. And then we got a brush just to kind of hit the spots that, or to kind of fill some cracks, or any spots that didn't get any in between the boards. I will say, when I got to about here last night, the wood right here is in a little better shape. So what I did was I was able to take the brush and just brush in between the seams on each side of each board, and then come back with a roller and then just roll the rest of the boards here, and it worked really well. Now out there, if you have really bad weathered wood, we brushed every single board and it took forever, but it looks really good. But today we're gonna roll it, and then that should be it. We'll see what we got. Okay, like I said before, I've never used one of these 5-gallon paint screens. I'm just gonna show you a little something I learned. It's common sense, but I was today years old when I learned it, okay? So when you put the brush in here, your roller, just kind of dip it down in there, and you wanna make sure you just push the roller back down like that. You don't want to come up, because if you come up, it just slings the paint everywhere. So if you'll just load your brush and then just roll it down, that keeps from slinging the paint all over your porch or your house or wherever. DIY channel's all about is learning from each other's mistakes. So don't do that. Don't come up with it. Just push it down. Pretty satisfied with the results. One thing I forgot to add is we did use a Valspar exterior white paint primer and paint for the rails. Turned out pretty good. Going to show you one thing with the boards here. Like I said, I have a little OCD, and it bothers me to call this a completed project when I get boards that are unpainted like this. But again, the reason for not painting them is because they still have a lot of moisture in them, and you want to wait 3 to 4 months before you paint them. And the best way to tell when they're ready to receive paint or stain is you just take a little water and you just kind of spray it. I don't know if you can see that real well, but when you put water on the board and it beads up, that lets you know that the board's not ready to receive paint or stains right yet. When it soaks up that water, that's when you know it's ready to receive stain and paint. Because if you paint this or stain it right now, it's not going to adhere to the board, and it is going to flake off. We spent a lot of time working on this deck. I mean, a lot of hours taking it down to bare wood. I would hate to paint over these boards just to make it look good, and then a year later they start peeling up again. So we just finished the deck. I think it looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, it's got a little bluer tint than what we were looking for. It's supposed to be victory gray, but I think when we put the furniture on here, the dark furniture, I think it's really gonna make it pop. I think it's gonna look good. It looks really good and clean. We like it. The deck was about 427 square feet that we took down to bare wood, sanded it, replaced some of the boards, and I went to homewise.com, and they got a calculator to figure up the cost to refurbish a deck like this. And their cost said I would have been charged about, what was it, $2,500 to have a professional come out here and do this deck. My materials cost me about $600 altogether. It was a lot of labor. I didn't count the hours, but it was pretty labor intensive. But like I said, we spent $600. Would have cost about $2,500, so we saved about $1,900 by doing it ourselves. And I definitely think it was worth it. Hopefully we get 3 to 5 years out of this deck. We use the Cabot Deck Correct and stain, and it's really good. I like it. It's got a thick coat. It's kind of like a nice little texture to it, and it seems pretty durable. I really like it. I'll try to post a picture in a year or so, see how it holds up. And if you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button. Feel free to leave comments and let us know what you think. And y'all get out there and just try it.